Hi everyone, Alex here, and in this video, for all of you home sellers out there, we're going to be talking 9 power moves to maximize the sale price of your home in 2025. If you're gearing up to sell, pay attention because I'm spilling everything I've learned in the last 11 years of real estate. I'm not holding back. So a little disclaimer, there's no sponsors, no affiliate links, no sugarcoating. This is just raw, unfiltered advice, and if you like content like this, subscribe, follow, and tell all your friends about me. Power move number 1, we're going to make the bad stuff disappear. And we're doing it with the legal and ethical high ground, of course. I'm starting with the controversy here because it's more interesting. Not all agents are going to be able to give you the details I'm about to give you. You may already know what items in the home I'm talking about. A moist corner in the basement, a crack in the foundation, neglected eaves, gutters and spouts, water damage, infiltration, a squirrel condominium upstairs in the attic. Now, which one of these are disclosure items and which one can we hide by ourselves? We need the context, we need the details, and we need the whole story. But let's just take an example. I listed a home a few years back and the seller and I walked the property together, and lo and behold, we found a vertical crack along the long span of the home's foundation. The crack always warrants a conversation and a plan. Now, this crack was a hairline crack, meaning it didn't have a big gap in between or anything like that. There was no evidence of structural movement, no evidence of water infiltration. So this is a non-disclosure item as far as I was aware in my experience and education. Now, if it's a horizontal crack, meaning like a side-to-side crack, it's like red flag status. Like that's a whole other beast. It's another video. Back to our example here, our hairline crack, let's make it disappear. Yes, in this example, if we are to hide it, we are still taking the ethical and legal high ground. Let me explain. So as a seller, I can parge this crack. I can put a thin layer of cement on it to make it look smooth and clean, and I can hide it, and I can do this legally and not tell anybody. It's non-disclosure. Now, why do we want to hide it? Because if it's nothing, then why do we want to hide it? Well, it's because of the stigma with cracks. Some agents and some buyers will react quite negatively, even to hairline cracks, and they'll freak out and they'll feed off each other's negativity. But by hiding it, we're getting rid of it entirely. We're not even subjecting it to discussion. So you might say, why don't we hire a foundation expert? Well, in my specific case, I didn't want to have a foundation repair company show up to my client's home with a big foundation repair truck and trailer for all the neighbors to see. I just wanted to hire someone to parge over everything. So we parged the entire foundation, it cleaned up the foundation entirely, and we hid our hairline crack. We made the bad stuff disappear. Now, this is very nuanced, it's super case-based, and it devils in the details, and you should be consulting with your realtor, your inspector, a structural engineer, foundation specialist. You should be consulting with them, of course. Make the bad stuff disappear, parging your foundation, top of the list. All right, power move number 2, paint your home. This is the obvious number 1 for return on investment pre-listing. Fresh neutral walls, they photograph very well and they make your homes feel bigger and move-in ready. If we're covering up bold colors, you know, good 2 coats of warm gray, soft white. We want to spread as much light as possible, which creates space. I often get resistance from my clients when I want to paint their homes. They really enjoy their home colors. They feel a personal connection, all this, but we're staging and we're showing off the home for sale. We have to let go of your personal colors. So highlights, lowlights, really like saturated blues and stuff like that in kids' rooms, that we get rid of it. We just basically paint it white or gray. You have to trust the process. Paint neutral, it'll sell for more. Power move number 3, refinish those hardwood floors. So buyers will mentally deduct thousands when they see scratched up, beat up floors. And a professional refinishing job will make your floors pop. Refinishing hardwood costs less than a replacement, of course. And I find hiring a flooring company with a really strong French accent is the way to go in my area. Not only are we removing the negative eyesore of the beat up hardwood, but we're replacing it with like a wow factor selling feature. I have a crazy personal example when it comes to refinishing hardwood floors. So there were two identical model homes on the same street. I listed one and a competitor, so like another agent, another set of sellers, they listed theirs only 4 weeks apart. My clients opted to refinish their hardwood floor, so their main level and their second level, 2-story, 4-bedroom home. Decent amount of square footage. They refinished their hardwood floors and our competitor 4 weeks later did not. We sold ours for $890,000. They sold theirs for $800,000. There's a $90,000 difference. Wow. You know, obviously there's a bunch more details and everything, but that was the primary difference between the two, was we had better flooring. So as far as my sellers were concerned, once that neighbor sold as well, we added maybe a 10 times multiplier to the refinished hardwood floor. Power move number 4, reduce the paper cuts, also known as minor repair. Now's the time to move on to the smaller things that, when combined, can make you a lot of money during your sale. We're talking the loose doorknobs, leaky faucets, chipped tiles, these tiny things. They feed into a buyer's negotiations. We want to reduce the paper cuts. So if there are plain sight items that ought to be repaired, please hire a handyman or get your listing agent to hire their handy person. And in my business, I happen to have a handy woman and she does the work for me. I mentally budget a few $100s in repairs for every listing that I take. Complimentary, like I just take care of it. It's easier for me to do it. I would suggest you walk every room in the home and you make a snag list. So that's the stuff you catch right away. Some of the items of frequent items include GFCI's receptacles near a water source, 4 feet close to a water source. That's the ground fault circuit interrupter, like $20, Home Depot. Just replace those. It's super common, that one, for the list. Other items are damaged downspouts and eaves troughs, damaged flooring, caulking around the shower taps and faucets and whatnot. Replace those items. Don't give those buyers leverage. If we remove all the little items, it changes the tone of the buyer and the buyer's agent. We want to display a pride of ownership home, not a neglected home. Power move number 5, the pre-listing home inspection to squash all the major issues that might come up. The pre-listing home inspection is super powerful. Let's think from a buyer's perspective for a second. So when buying a home, buyers will want to do an inspection to make sure everything's okay with the home, of course, right? Surprise repairs, kill deals. Major red flag items, kill deals. And homes with 1 million paper cuts, kill deals. By getting the pre-listing inspection done, we can react, fix all these flagged items before we even go online, repair them, and then we'll share them on the report that we have. In my case, I have inspectors that allow me to edit the report so long as I show them like photo evidence of the repairs that we've done or whatever fixes that we've done. So the outcome we're looking for is a fairly clean report. The buyers will feel super confident and they'll bid higher. They might even forego the inspection entirely because we've shared the report. And no conditions means you can sell your home with 1 pen stroke. You don't need to go through a conditional period. The pre-listing home inspection is the synthetic lubricant to the gears of motion of a real estate transaction. It helps so much push a deal through. So here's an example. This was a listing on a home last fall. This home had a forest on 2 sides. It was a 1970s built home and it had some elements of repair and maintenance, but also some neglect items too. I hired a Mike Holmes branded inspector to do his inspection. And I paid. We got the report and we evaluated the report, me and the sellers, and we budgeted for some repairs. We hired a general contractor to repoint the chimney, replace some of the eaves and spouts, and a handful of other little things. So we printed the report when we were done. I added a disclaimer to the report to protect me and my sellers. Then I marked up the report with all the things that we had done and a couple of the items I had permission to delete as well from the inspector. I uploaded the report and I shared it with anyone who was curious about the home. So any agent or any unrepresented buyer or people at the open house and whatnot, I shared the inspection report with. So that's it. Just get your home inspected before you go live. React adjust, then share. This completely disarms the buyer's leverage during negotiations because everything's brought forward and revealed. There's no like new information we can continue negotiating with. When I have a pre-listing report with my own listing, it is super empowering as a listing agent. It feels like a cheat code. Power move number 6, we are going to time our listing like a pro. When we list is almost as critically as important as how we market the listing. So zoom out, look at the months of the year. I have a few personal rules from experience. So please do not hit the market in December or August if possible. Those are the 2 worst performing months in my experience for days on market and sale to ask price ratio. Every year I see hundreds of December listings and August listings that hit, and I wonder why. There are, of course, a lot of sellers that they have to list because they've already bought something, but those months do suck and the buyers aren't buying. In the August one, everyone's on vacation, like Canadiana 101 here, like it's back to school and it's vacation, it's go to the cottage. So the buyers aren't active. You're going to accumulate days on market. So if you can, just hold out till like the first week of September. So either we're listing in earlier July or we're listing in the first week or 2 of September. Of course, you can list in these months. It's just if we have the opportunity to avoid them as our market hit month, we just don't use those months. Now, November also isn't the most ideal, nor is late July, so avoid those too. April and May, historically, are the best performing months to list your home, hands down. They have the highest average home sale price of the year. If you look at a zoomed out version of the chart, you'll see these blips on every year, and that little blip is April, May, consistently, very consistently. Now let's zoom into the week itself. The most ideal time and time of day to list in my experience is to hit the market on a Tuesday or Wednesday, generally just pre-lunch, to be in buyers' inboxes for their lunch break. There's reasons for the day, there's reasons for the timing too. So I also book an open house for that immediately coming Sunday. So that adds a little bit of pressure to all those people who want to see the home. There's a looming open house. They kind of want to beat the open house, right, for their offer. And I'll even do double open houses sometimes. So it's like a Saturday open house and a Sunday open house, if possible. So now if you're strategizing as a seller for offer holdback, so like you want to have a bidding war potentially on that Monday or Tuesday, then follow this. So we host our offers on Monday at 5 p.m. Personal experience with Monday is it's the best performing day. So we're not even on the market for a full week. It's like 5-6 days here. Monday works best because there's a lot of new listings in the following week and they're kind of hitting Tuesday, Wednesday. We don't want any distractions for our buyers that are about to get in a crazy bidding war. So Monday evening, please. To sum up timing, avoid listing in December and August. Later end of November, later end of July too, if you can. If you're forced to, that's fine. Hit the market when the buyers are most active and they're actually home. The most ideal times are the spring or early September. Hit on a Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. Host an open house that coming weekend and take bids on the Monday. So we're basically like bottling up the traffic, shaking it, popping the cork on Monday. Best performance. Time your listing like a pro. Power move number 7, the spring prep. So spring buyers are serious buyers and their kids are just about out of school, tax refunds in their pockets. In March, we're gonna prune, deadhead our flowers, power wash our siding. We gotta work on that curb appeal and you can start early. Even in the thaw, you can get started. I mentioned this on the list because some people neglect their yards and it makes the world of a difference. So please do your spring prep. All right, power move number 8, hire a killer agent. AI will not sell your home yet. Uh-oh. Discount brokerages add major risk and they can leave a ton of money on the table. As of today, summer 2025, there's an overwhelming demand for human real estate services. So hire an agent who does at least 20 sales a year for the past few years, someone who projects confidence, someone who has a strong phone voice, and someone you can tell has reasonably good business acumen. What I always suggest, a little personal pro tip, if the agent is a little disagreeable, but not defensive, a little edgy, a little eccentric, you're probably in good hands. And that agent will go to bat for you. Most agents overlap and do about 90% of all the stuff that every other agent does, for a listing specifically. Now, the best ones, like the cream from the top, they're gonna do all sorts of extra above and beyond marketing activities to boost your listing. That extra 10% agents, that cream from the top, hire one of them. You're going to get more traffic with them, and you're gonna have a more sharpened salesperson. So ask your potential listing agent what they do to be above and beyond 90% of all the other agents out there. And if they're prepared and they're keen, they're gonna have a really solid answer. If they're kind of making it up on the spot, you'll tell. Now, what you can also do in an interview, when you're interviewing your potential listing agent, and by that I mean like invite a few listing agents into their home, apply a little bit of game theory. Let them know that they're competing with each other. Have them evaluate your home and suggest a list price, then outline all their marketing activities that they're going to promise to help you with, like what they're going to invest their resources in and what agent like activities, like physical activities they're going to do. Are they going to door knock the neighborhood? Are they going to do their open houses and so on and so forth? These agents will try to win you over with that extra 2-minute pitch, selling their sauce. If you get an agent that refers to themselves as a shark, that is a very frequent thing. Then choose your favorite one. Now, if you are planning on listing on your own without an agent, you can do it. It's referred to as a mere posting. It's a very discounted service. So you're just paying a couple $100 to be online. You're self-representing. Pretty please, minimum pay your buying agent. Right now, summer 2025. If you want people to come in, you still got to pay that buying agent. I will be making a video about steering, very controversial topic. You can't even say the word steering at an office without freaking out everyone there. Steering being incentivizing agents to come buy your house because you're paying them way more. Again, I'm going to address that later. Fun topic. And the final and last one, power move number 9, run custom ads for your listing. Now, if your agent is exceptional in about the top 2% of sales volume in your jurisdiction, they will be running custom ads for your property, specifically for your property. So by custom ads, I'm referring to carousels, reels, and shorts on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikToks on TikTok. Now, these require daily budgeting, curating, like strategic word choice, edits too of your assets, of your imagery that you're actually advertising. It's an art form in itself, managing these ads. So these ads will use the photos and video and content and media of your home. So we're advertising your home. And they sometimes include, like, I'll be doing an intro and outro video, like welcoming people to the home. There's a quick walkthrough, and then there's a quick outro inviting, showings and inquiries. Now, the best ads are very catchy. The production value is only getting better. And this is newer stuff. I would say probably less than 10% of agents are actually doing this. So the leads we get from these ads will be generated using the specific information from that listing. So these leads are tied to, and they're motivated to buy that home specifically. These leads, they require nurture, they require a follow-up plan, a touch-based plan. It's very like salesmanship 101. Social media advertising is a full-time job in itself. So the best agents actually hire off professionals to do this for them, as do I. The average agent does not run custom ads. Honestly, I don't even think the majority of agents know that this exists. So run custom ads or get an agent who actually does it. I'm probably adding another 100 leads to 1 month of listing in my ads for that home versus an agent that doesn't, which is crazy because you're only getting maybe 20 inquiries anyways. So it's realistically like almost 5xing the amount of traffic. Run ads. If you nail down these 8 power moves, so we paint the floors, we do our hardwood refinish, we do our minor repair, the pre-inspection, we time like a pro, or do our spring prep, we hire the best agent in town, me, and we control our information and run ads, you will position your home to sell much faster for top dollar with less days on market. If you're ready to get started, you can download our free seller's checklist linked below. Smash the like button, subscribe for more real deal real estate tips like this, and drop your questions in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.